So we got an absolute bombshell in the college football world this weekend, and this is a story that we haven't seen up until this point. I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of this moving forward, but this is a crazy, probably monumental moment in college football history that's definitely going to impact college football moving forward. But before we get to this crazy story, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. If you're watching this video, odds are you love college football, and odds are you aren't subscribed to my channel. So make sure to subscribe to one of the top college football communities here on YouTube. So for those of you who might not know yet, but if you're watching this video, I'm guessing you do, Tennessee quarterback Nico Iamaleava, well, he's no longer with the program. Now, this all came together very quickly because on Friday we learned that Iamaleava wasn't attending the spring practice amid NIL contract discussions with Tennessee. Now, this was already a major story, but just 24 hours later, Iamaleava is no longer the Volunteers quarterback. According to ESPN, Josh Heupel informed the team at meetings on Saturday morning. Tennessee plays its spring game Saturday afternoon. Sources said Iamaleava missing practice Friday proved to be the tipping point. Iamaleava notified offensive coordinator Joey Hosley late Friday night that he was in the process of filling out his paperwork and planned to enter the transfer portal when it opens on Wednesday. Heupel and other staff members had been trying to reach Iamaleava and his representatives to no avail after he missed practice in meetings earlier Friday. Now, this is absolutely insane. I didn't think we'd see anything like this in college football, at least not anytime soon. Maybe somewhere down the line as we got deeper into the NIL era, but just a couple of years after this all began, I did not think we'd be seeing a star player, scratch that, I'm not going to say star player, I'm going to say terrible player, asking for more money. So now, according to reports, Iamaleava was set to make $2 million this upcoming season, but apparently his team and Iamaleava thought that he wasn't making enough and that he deserved not only a slight raise, but double what he was making. Yep, that's right, they came to Tennessee and said they want him to be making $4 million this upcoming year. Now, in college football, these numbers are getting out of control. I know Carson Beck signed with Miami for around $4 million. That in itself, that's absolutely insane. Carson Beck is not worth $4 million. If he's worth $4 million, then all these former Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks, they're probably worth 10 to 20 million at the very least. But that's besides the point. Iamaleava and his team, they thought that he was worthy of $4 million. Now, this is actually pretty remarkable because not only do you have a player that's going to his team demanding that he gets a double pay raise, you have a player that was honestly terrible last season for Tennessee. Now, I know there's probably going to be people out there that say, oh, he led his team to the college football playoff. With the defense he had and one of the best running backs in all of college football, I probably could have led this team to the college football playoff. When you look at his stats as a whole last year, they were terrible. In 13 games, he threw for 2,600 yards with only 19 passing touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Now, what stands out the most about this terrible stat sheet is the fact that he essentially did all of his damage against terrible teams. He threw for 300 yards with 3 touchdowns against Chattanooga. He threw for 200 yards with a touchdown against Kent State. Against UTEP, he threw for over 200 yards with 4 passing touchdowns. He did have a pretty big game on the road at Vanderbilt, throwing for 250 yards with 4 touchdowns, and I will give him flowers for that because Vanderbilt was a decent team last year, but every other time Nico Iamaleava went up against a good opponent, the dude folded. I mean, he absolutely folded and was the reason they lost that game. On the road at Oklahoma, fewer than 200 yards with only 1 touchdown. On the road at Arkansas, 150 yards with no touchdowns. At home against Florida in an overtime victory, 170 yards with no touchdown and an interception. Against Alabama, a game in which Tennessee did win, so I'll give the Vols credit there, but it wasn't because of Iamaleava. He completed only 50% of his passes, didn't throw for 200 yards, and had an interception. On the road at Georgia, 170 yards with no touchdowns. Then in Tennessee's playoff game, the biggest game of the entire season, he completes 45% of his passes for 100 yards with no touchdowns, no interceptions, and Tennessee loses by 25. This is a quarterback that was already set to make $2 million, way more than he should have been getting at all. Based on this production last year, he'd be lucky to get a couple $100,000, and he had the audacity to walk up to Tennessee and tell them, not only do I deserve a pay raise, I want to be paid double than what I got last year. I mean, I don't know if Nico Iamaleava is a straight up idiot or he has a bunch of idiots working for him. Either way, there's a bunch of idiots in this inner circle, and whoever's decision this was, they deserve to be fired, or if this was his call, he doesn't deserve to play football again, because what a moron. You're making $2 million a year to be a terrible quarterback. Think about that for a second. $2 million, you're pretty much already set for life, you're getting a free education, and you think you're worthy of $4 million? Nico Iamaleava, you're an idiot. Well, I guess being an idiot runs in the family, because on April 10th, when all this was starting to surface on social media, his father tweeted, "More games being played off the field than on the field." Bitch Nakos from On3 Sports called and asked me directly. I told him I had no idea on what he's talking about. He said his close source that he trusts with his life from the University of Tennessee staff gave him this information. So y'all can ask them what's going on, cause it ain't from us. Well, you know what they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Now, according to ESPN, Tennessee was aware that Nico's representatives had reached out to at least one other school prior to the start of spring practice. And that school was apparently Oregon, and the Ducks said they weren't interested at all. Now, there are a bunch of rumors out there. I don't know if this is 100% confirmed yet, but apparently from what I've seen, Oregon head coach Dan Lanning is the one that contacted Tennessee and said, "Hey, by the way, your quarterback is secretly trying to see what he can get at other programs." Iamaleava was making $2.4 million on a contract that was reported to be $8 million when he signed it. According to ESPN, he started receiving payments when he was still in high school, and the total value of the contract would have been closer to $10 million over the life of the deal. So this dude was set to make $10 million over however long he spent at Tennessee. He was going to get the bag, he was going to be set for life, and yet he decided, let me see what I can get at other programs if I were to potentially enter the transfer portal. Now, I do want to say, I got to tip my cap to Josh Heupel, to everyone in Tennessee that essentially told him to kick rocks. I could have seen a scenario where they say, you know what, you're our star quarterback, we need you for next year, we're going to pay you whatever you want. Instead, they pretty much said, F you, we don't want to pay you what you think you're worth, you're not worth anything close to that, and by all means, go enter the transfer portal and see what you can make somewhere else. So again, whether it was Josh Heupel that made this final decision, or whether it was someone up in the higher ends at Tennessee, bravo to you. This took a lot of balls, and myself, and I think the entire college football community out there, we respect the hell out of you for doing this. Now, the market for Iamaleava is definitely going to be interesting, because at this point, how many top teams out there really still need a starting quarterback? Now, I wouldn't be surprised if there are teams out there that already have a starter that kick the tires and maybe take a look into Iamaleava to see what he would cost and if he would come to their program. But if you're a college football team right now and you're seeing this player who is making $2.5 million go to his team, demand that he makes $4 million, is that a kind of guy that you want to bring into your locker room? If I were to guess, the answer is probably no. I mean, if I was running a college football team, I wouldn't touch this player with a 100-foot pole. The thing that also makes this really interesting, even if there's a team out there that for some reason is dumb enough to want to give this man $2 million, I mean, are they going to be able to come up with that money at this point in the season? Wouldn't they have allocated all of their NIL money to the team at this point? This isn't just like a player entering the transfer portal and ending up in a new program. This is a diva who thinks he's worth millions of dollars that's probably going to demand it from these other schools. And like I said, so many teams out there already have starting quarterbacks. Where is he really going to fit or get a chance? Now, like I said, I'm not going to be surprised if some dumb team out there comes out, they offer him millions of dollars, they name him their starting quarterback, and he sucks ass in 2025, and that program is immediately regretting their decision. But as we all know in college football, there is definitely going to be one stupid team out there that goes down this path. Now, for Tennessee, what exactly does this mean? As of right now, it's not really that certain. Redshirt freshman backup quarterback Jake Merklinger is in the driver's seat to be Tennessee's starter next year. There's also true freshman George McIntyre that could potentially win the job as well. Now, Tennessee could also bring in another quarterback as well, but like I mentioned, this late in the college football offseason, I really don't know how many quarterbacks they're going to be able to bring in from the transfer portal. So if you're Tennessee, you're likely going to have to go with one of these two freshman quarterbacks that really don't have any experience at all. But you know what? I think Tennessee Tennessee is going to be just fine. Now, most likely, both of these freshman quarterbacks aren't quite at the talent level that Iamaleava was, but Tennessee had a fantastic season last year with a quarterback who wasn't all that good. If one of these quarterbacks can play at the level of Iamaleava last year, I think the Vols are going to be just fine. And who knows, there's a chance that one of these freshmen could potentially be slightly better. So for Tennessee, I think they're going to be okay, and if in 2025 they take a slight step back, I think that's going to benefit them in the long run as well. This is going to be a top 25 team for many years to come. If you miss the playoffs in 2025, it's going to be okay. You'll still have a really good season, and you don't have to worry about paying this dumbass more money than he's definitely worth. But this was a monumental event in college football because this is the first time we've ever seen a player hold out for more money. Now, if Tennessee would have given in and paid him what he said he wanted, this would have opened up the floodgates, and think about how many other star players in college football would have decided to hold out, demanding they get more money. If Nico Iamaleava was making $4 million, think of all the better quarterbacks that are making nowhere close to that would be asking for 3 or 4, potentially even more money. I'm glad that Tennessee put their foot down. They told him to kick rocks because this could have been really, really bad for college football. And I think by them turning him down, by essentially sending him to the transfer portal, this is actually going to benefit college football and NIL moving forward. And I think this dumb move from Nico's part is actually going to be a good thing in the big picture. So what are your thoughts on Nico Iamaleava being a complete idiot, asking for double his salary and being told to kick rocks and entering the transfer portal? I would love to hear what you guys have to think on this entire situation. Also, I want to hear what you think happens to Iamaleava for 2025. Do you think there's a program that would be stupid enough to take him on, and who do you think that stupid program would be? Personally, my way too early prediction, I'm not sure how things are going to shake out. I think we all can see USC being the dumb team. Lincoln Riley, he's the quarterback whisperer. He thinks that he can fix him, he can change him. USC, they've been struggling the last couple of years. They decide to open up the bag for this highly touted quarterback recruit. I could definitely see that being a thing. So wherever you think Iamaleava ends up, let me know in the comment section down below. Before you leave, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. If you're a college football fan and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Also, don't forget to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that confusing YouTube algorithm, and it helps share this video and my channel with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.